this damn pod.
All right, man. Peace to
They
the
be
guys.
saying
We
that
rolling.
live.
Peace to the we
Skitz,
go.
Pittz, Real Rap, Trayvick, East
Audio
Side.
rolling.
All day. Oh, I forgot.
Hey man, you back
And brother
in.
said breed, man.
You
know that.
tuned in to What It Takes, man. What's up?
Yeah, episode 5.
You feel me?
How y'all doing, man?
Five of
Big
them
5,
things.
man. That's like completion.
Yes.
It's almost completion.
You know what I mean?
Almost.
It's a handful.
Yeah.
Makes a complete hand.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great today, if y'all can't tell.
I'm feeling amazing as well, man.
Feeling godly.
Mhm.
Always godly.
Brother Chris, how you living, man? How you feeling?
I'm making it, you know, doing my thing,
Mhm.
doing crazy.
For sure.
Feel that.
Man,
Y'all want to talk about the week?
Yeah, man, how was everybody's week, man?
well, they don't know this, but we missed last week because I sprained my ankle. Hence
Yeah.
why one shoe is off. But
The
yeah,
comfortability.
they'll probably be able to see it.
Yeah, man.
Hoop dreams.
Yep.
So it's really been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I spent a week trying to recover. But I may have a manager now, so that's cool.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What
we
Trayvick
ain't
called
talk about
managers?
that?
Oh, maybe we did.
What did he
Yeah.
call managers?
Right.
You may have a partner now.
Somebody that's
Oh,
completely
yeah, partners.
somebody that's completely unneeded.
Relax. That's not what you know what I'm saying?
To sum it up.
Let's hope he's your C-suite, you know?
Did I say he?
Or she.
See how you do?
Gotta be careful with those pronouns these days, my boy.
Yeah, shoot, my fault, man.
It could be a he that I did. Nah, we ain't gonna go
You know
there.
what I'm saying? Hey, yo.
We ain't gonna go there.
Yo,
We ain't
relax.
gonna go
You know
there.
what I'm
We ain't gonna
saying?
go there.
How you living, Vic? What's your week like? Weeks
Weeks. Well, went out of town, went back home.
to the OH?
Yeah, man, to the
You ain't say
IO.
IO? Okay.
IO.
Come on, relax,
I
man.
tried to beat him
About
to it.
say,
Don't disrespect, man. Come on.
Gotta
Nah,
say.
Nah, yeah. So, I didn't go to Columbus this time. I went to Dayton, where I was actually born.
Oh, so you're not from Columbus?
Relax. From and where you're born is different.
Depending on who's telling it.
See, I give it to him like originally from Ohio, but raised in Valdosta.
See, I'm not saying none of that. I agree
You
with
just
Trey.
straight from Columbus?
I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
But see, I feel like you gotta pay homage to where you
I
come
was
from.
born.
I mean, technically, we are from our parents.
Because of that longitude, latitude, that's why who you are. That's why you are the
We
way
from
that
the
you
Most
are.
High.
Nah, for sure.
If we
But the
gonna
Most
take it
High
back.
aligned it for you to come at this piece of the land at this specific time,
For
which
sure.
made you who you are. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's, I just pay homage to the
It
first
matters
part.
though. I ain't gonna lie.
definitely matters. But
But
yeah.
You from Dayton.
see how you do? It's crazy.
You
Yeah,
can continue, man.
So I went there for a funeral for some family members, family member on my mother's side. So I got to connect with them, feel emotions with them that I haven't really felt in a very long time. See some family I haven't saw in a very long time. And just, it was grounding, I would say, in that respect. And then other than that, just getting back in the swing of things here, planning to shoot more content and, like I said, releases. I finished some mixes and stuff like that. So I'm very excited about that. Things coming into fruition. I'm popping out, seeing people and shit and stuff now. So,
Okay.
What about you?
Well, blessed up to your family, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all hold it down and pushing through the best way that y'all can in times like that.
Definitely. It definitely brought us a little bit closer.
Yeah. But I've been smooth, man. Just content pushing, same thing, man. Make sure y'all check out them YouTube freestyles that I've been dropping.
For sure.
Yeah, we just gonna keep working, man. That's really it.
Man.
Still on this fasting right now.
Oh, yeah.
So making that happen.
The big fast and prayer vibes.
Yeah.
Both of y'all.
Yeah. Still been locked in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man.
Sun up to sundown.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So I think we did talk about like how you felt about fasting. Is anything new with that? Just like
Mm,
learning anything new through
I
this
feel like
process?
I could add something to it. I think like along with fasting and prayer, like, you know, it's important to fill time with correct things. Cause you just, when the day is going and you just like, you don't have to think about food, but our mind is so tricky. Like you could literally almost pause yourself until the food time comes and you like, boom, I eat. Or you can just put yourself in this cycle where you like, all right, this time I pray, this time I pray. But what do we do in those like blank spots? So I feel like if we're not running around handling things, if we just got like downtime, like just filling it with like some type of knowledge, like reading. I think reading the Quran has been good because I say that too, I'm not Muslim, but I'm just practicing it. But I think just reading the Quran, learning more about, just the practice and the religion is helpful too. Just to learn more. And even if you don't read the Quran the whole time, read something that's going to bring more knowledge so you can do things to fill the time with.
Okay. Man, what about you, Sid?
That's very eloquent. Yeah, I agree with what bro said. For me, like I said, I think I probably said the same thing last time, but the fasting for me, it just further pushes discipline to me.
So you look
again,
at
if
it
you
like
can-
a challenge type thing.
I don't look at it like a challenge. I mean, at this point, believe it or not, it's really kind of easy. I kind of, even before this, like before I started working out and stuff, I probably used to eat like once a day anyway. So once I started doing this, it was kind of easy for my body to get back into it. Like I was telling Skitz, I know he definitely wakes up and eats before sunrise, but
I've been slacking a little bit. I wake up, do that prayer, and I go back to sleep.
yeah, same. Like the first day I started practicing, I think like the next day, like I got up and like 8 in the morning. But after that, like probably like literally that first day, and then after that, every day since then, get up, pray, and then go.
But I do at least try to drink some water.
I definitely drink water.
Yeah. So even if I don't eat,
need
I'm
that.
Some water.
I definitely drink some
you
water.
could make it, man. But one thing, man, your mouth will get super dry when you out here in Georgia weather.
So parched,
yeah.
bro.
I was just talking to somebody about like, because food, eating, drinking, and then like the sexual pleasure is all part of the same part of the brain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like the amygdala, like the feeling that you get is all in the same part. So, and we were talking about how like you could, like probably the most important one would be like drinking and thirst.
Water, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could live,
longer,
long without the other two.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying, the wrong place, wrong climate, you could be gone in some hours without some,
water.
Without that water, yeah. Dehydration.
Wow, really? Hours? I never knew that.
I may be exaggerating on the hours, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it kind of makes sense though.
I think depending on how much you drinking water.
In the desert.
Like if you already not drinking a lot and then you get to a place where it's going to dry you out.
Even if you were fully hydrated,
it'll
think if you were like in the hottest desert on the earth, sun, no shade, with no water.
Hours, probably some days.
You think you could last days with no water?
Nah.
Because if you already, because you talking about
in
hours,
the hottest
but
desert
you could
on
go,
earth.
bro. You could go right now to deserts like in Egypt, and you'll be out there for hours, and you might not even drink some water. So you could survive a couple hours without, but a day or two is a little different. Like straight, no water. Because
are those the hottest deserts on the planet? The ones
it's the largest desert. I mean, yeah.
I be wondering how, like, I can't wait to go over there because I be wondering how.
Because it ain't many deserts.
when I see people out there with the turbans and everything, it look like, y'all like look hot. Is it not that hot?
I think it helps
actually
because when I was in Egypt, like I had the whole wrap on and everything, but it's really better like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also the cloth
Yeah.
It's not thick wool. Like when you have, you see the people wearing the outfits or whatnot. It's not
It's like linen.
heavy. Yeah,
My mom
it's
talked
cool.
about that when she went to Africa.
You know what I'm saying? So it's better like that, really. Because man, that sun will eat you up. Like we black, we got the melanin for sure, but
it's really like best of both worlds. It's blocking from the
different.
sun, and it's light enough that you feel the breeze. Like,
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what we talking about, man?
This journey.
You have anything special? Anybody got?
Man, I think I'm on an interesting part of this journey we call, what do we call this journey we're taking? Dreams,
Dreams.
I don't even think it's a dream anymore. Nah. It's just goals. It's just, where we're, our destination. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Where we're headed. And
journey.
Yeah, the journey. I think I'm in this space where it's like trying to break through, just with, get everything, cross the T's, dot the I's to kind of like just like, get the momentum and go in full swing. Trying to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Why you say you're in an interesting space with that?
Just because we've been in Atlanta for so long, doing different things at different times of the journey that now it seems like, oh, I learned this, I learned that, all of these different parts without having them all together. And that's like, okay, puzzle pieces like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. To where it's like, okay, well, let me do this, to where I can like really go into gear. It's like, on an engine, like when everything kind of just like, and then before it goes, I feel like I'm in that space and trying to.
So you acquired all the knowledge at different times, and now it's time to align it's like, all that.
It's where's that thing come from? Where it's like knowledge with wisdom and understanding, and then like, then you can go to the next level of something. Or I don't know. Maybe I was watching that on like the Wu-Tang show or something. But just gaining all of those things, and then it's like, okay, now it's application.
Yeah.
Because like after you have the knowledge, then you have the wisdom, then you understand. It's like, okay,
you gotta
let's do something with it. So I think that's the part where I'm at. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's a big part. Just action and execution. Because it's just a line. Like a person could know everything. Like you could be the smartest person, most talented person in the world, but you just spend your whole day in the house. You don't be on social media. You don't be on this. So it's like, what good are you doing? Not even only for yourself, but for the world. Because I feel like with everything, like especially artistry, it's all about like servitude. Like no matter what type of music you're making, like you providing a service. Like you giving people some type of vibe. Whatever type of vibe it is, you giving them a vibe. So it's like even you having the knowledge of creating music, but you don't put it out, or you having this type of knowledge and you don't share it with the world to help them in however.
Right.
It's just a waste of talent, because I think the main purpose for all of us is to provide service to people, whatever type of service that may be,
Mm-hmm.
And that aligns with just being active in execution, like executing. So,
definitely.
And I was gonna say too, you said like busting through the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I feel like the thing about them ceilings is like sometimes they keep getting higher too.
Yeah.
So I would say to like just artists in general, just not to get discouraged, because sometimes it's like layers, man. Sometimes you burst through one, but it's another one right above there. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like you kind of introduced it with just falling in love with the journey of, because it's never going to be a place that we reach and it's like, now I can finally rest. Like we can't do that until we hit the end of the road type.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's just always going to be a higher plane that we need to reach and things like that. So it's really like none of us can get discouraged out here. Just fall in love with the journey. Just fall in love with the jog and just the experience of it all, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Because we definitely in a very fortunate place.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Man.
Big Chris.
Talk to us, man.
All right.
All right. I figured that we never talked about the lows too much.
The lows.
The lows. We never talked about the lows, the bad parts, right? So for y'all, what's the lowest point in either your personal or your career?
You said either or? Or both?
Your personal life or your career?
Pretty much the lowest point, and then how do we deal with it, or what do we do with it? I'll pop it off.
Yeah,
I think we all got stories. Because, man, one thing about, like, when you doing things that's, like, out the norm, you know, you taking a big risk, taking a big chance, like, you just more susceptible to crazy things happening. But I think the lowest point for me, I don't know, I done had some low points. But the lowest point, one of the lowest ones, was pretty much sleeping in my car. So it was like I think it was something I decided. I probably could have found a place to stay or something. But if I'm being honest with myself, I didn't have, like, I didn't feel like I had enough money at the time to do that. Like, I wanted to put myself in a better situation. So I think sleeping in my car while still having a company was a low point. But that's kind of also what kept me, like, afloat. Just because, like, okay, thank God that I had, a way to make money while sleeping in the car. Like, even, like, interning at a studio, $1 million studio, and after working with all these high-end clients and things, I'm going out back to sleep in the car or pull up to a Kroger's and duck off there, taking showers at Planet Fitness, brushing my teeth in the morning, then going back, changing clothes out my trunk and going like nothing ever happened. So I think that was the low point for me. But it showed me gratitude because, like I said, like, I had a car, thank God for that. Even if I didn't want to sleep in the car, I might could crash in the studio sometimes. But just being out there and seeing things, like, I remember I was out there one night in Kroger's, man, middle of the night, ambulance. Cause we in Atlanta, Georgia, so it's tough in Atlanta. Whole parking lot, we all kind of started getting to know each other because we all come here and sleep. So I don't know what they had going on. We ain't never talked, but nigga, it's the same cars coming. We all sleeping. And on one of these nights, I was woke up by the ambulance, and they pulled a dude out his car. I don't know if he passed away or what, but they pulled him out on a stretcher. So things like that, me seeing that, and also seeing people sleep on the street was a point for me for, like, just to show gratitude. Like, of course you want to get in your own spot, but man, thank you God that I could go to a Planet Fitness and shower, or I even had a car to sleep in. I feel like that part of my life was a pretty strong part because it just, it made me focus more, it made me just more determined, and it made me very clear about what I want out this life.
Man, I would have to say my lowest point was very similar. Just in a different, because I had, like, places to stay, that I didn't want to stay. So I bounced between those, between the car and my Duke spot. But I think probably the part that was most difficult for me is just with my creative process and just my brain. I'm like, it's very high maintenance. I require like a certain type of setting to operate at a high level that I've noticed just even from being in that certain point. And then I was able to look back at, like, my childhood to be able to see like, oh, this is why I'm like this. So in that time, I was like, I just felt very cluttered and like mentally claustrophobic. I don't even know if that's really a thing, but that's how I felt because I didn't have my own space to like think freely, move freely, zone out, be away from everyone because most of my life had been just, being pulled in different directions for the people I, love and whatnot. So the lowest point felt like when I couldn't do that and I was so reliant and people relied on me so much. So it's kind of weird while also still, trying to make some of the best music I could make, figuring that out. And just stick through this journey because I seen people not fall off from this journey and, and I wasn't trying to let that be me. So I think that was more so. I think that's kind of when we all kind of locked in for real. Like just, lost my car. I didn't have a car for a certain amount of time. That's when we kind of locked in. And I was able to, hustle up and, get something going to be able to get off of my, get on my feet. But I think that was probably the lowest because before that, I at least had a job so I could do things on at least take care of the minimal things. And, that was probably like the lowest point for me. But I definitely took away just, hey man, fight back. That's kind of like, hey, fight back. Get up out the corner. That was like my thing. I'm always get out the corner. Kind of what I learned from that.
What about you, Sid?
What about my boy Sid, man? What up?
I've been sitting here thinking. I don't know, man. It's kind of like I feel like beating a dead horse at this point. I feel like we all kind of, had similar situations, but I guess since we got to speak about it, I really don't, what is the lowest point? I feel like I was like on a downward slope, if that makes sense. And shout out Skitz. I always give him this credit too. Bro really like kind of like helped save my life in certain regards. Cause there was one point in my life where it was like it was very dark for me. Like I was doing the regular 9-to-5 life, and I couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like very depressed about that. And I met bro, I'll try to like skim through it so I don't take too long. But, I met bro and this was the first time like that I had ever seen someone, especially like around my age, show me that like there was ways that we could make money, outside of the traditional 9-to-5 and stuff like that. And around this same time, it was a lot, that's when I was still in school, trying to figure it out. Me and my brother were, losing cribs and lights being turned off, our stuff getting thrown out and stuff like that. And I met bro and it was rough because, in case we didn't like really elaborate on this, like how bro's company is set up, like, it's like he gives you like a lot of freedom, like you can decide like, if you don't feel like working that day, you don't have to work that day. But at the same time, because of that, how you make your money is a little more sporadic versus, being at work these specific days. So it was cool. He showed me an opportunity, a way to make money, but at the same time, it was like, I have to be available to make this money. So, decided to like step away from school at the time, at least, to figure it out. Like I said, me and my brother losing cribs and I had to figure it out. And then, went through, this, because we were roommates at the time, but, went through the next couple of years. Because I feel like my darkest place, like I said, it was like a slope. It wasn't just like one, like a matter of like, 2 months or whatever. It was like a downward spiral in a way. But, we had the crib. It was kind of just in a place of just being stagnant. It felt like through those couple of years, like even when I look back, I was very like, was very like low maintenance and just kind of just drifting. Like I didn't even have a bed. That's why I was laughing. Like I had like a mat on the floor like the whole time we had that spot. And then after we moved out of that spot, because shout out one of our other homies, mom, she really kept us all afloat. It was like 4 of us in that spot.
Oh, man.
After we moved out of that spot, after the second lease, she was like, look, my hands are washed, because like I said, she really kept us afloat, and shortly after that, like months after that, that's when stuff like really started getting real. Y'all know this, but my mom ended up passing a few months after we moved out of the crib.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like just stuff back to back. Like one of my hard drives that had all my music on it crashed. Like my laptop crashed. My mom passed. I crashed my girlfriend's car, literally. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it was a lot. And then I went like 14 months from that point of not having a crib. So the same studio, the same studio bro speak of. I was sleeping in that same studio, taking showers too. It's funny because at a point in our lives, I used to feel like, I don't know how it worked out like this, but it just was seen to go like this. Like whatever Skitz would go through, I'd go through like 6 months after that or something. He always been big bro, so it was like almost like I was like following in his steps or something. Like bro ended up sleeping in his whip at the studio. I ended up sleeping in my whip behind the studio like 6 months after that. The only thing that wasn't is how fast he came out of it. He ended up getting on his feet, getting a crib and stuff. It was a little bit longer for me. Like I said, I went for like 14 months with no crib. Just thugging.
But you was with your shorty too.
Yeah. Shout out my lady. She definitely held me down. You know what I'm saying? At one point it was like, she was like, look, I don't want you sleeping in the studio no more.
Yeah.
You feel me? But even that, as a young man, you feel me? And she lives at the time, was living in the housing type setup for college.
Like school.
Yeah.
So it's her and 3 other young ladies in the house.
Yeah, so you ain't trying to.
And I'm a young man, you feel me? And so yeah, it was, it was tough. And one day, like, everything I won't speak on the pod, you know what I'm saying, if you catch my drift. But like, even that, like, it's funny, I was talking to somebody about this earlier too, off camera, literally what I'm about to say right now. But I was thinking about like getting a job, like a job.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, I told you like how dark of a space I was in when I did that.
About that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I made myself a promise in like the end of 2015. I told myself, I said, man, I'll never work another job again, like a traditional, like a real job. Like I'll never do it again. By the grace of God, I haven't. But 2019, it started getting kind of grim. And it was to the extent like where I started like applying for jobs and all. I think you took me to an interview.
I took you.
It's crazy how all this tie in. This is how cool we've all been for y'all don't know. Like all this stuff tie in. Like, and I was talking to Skitz about it, and he was like, "Nah, bro. Like that ain't for us, bro. Like we not supposed to be working jobs and stuff." But he didn't know this. But in my head, it was like I wasn't even hearing what bro was saying. I went that long without it, but in my head, I'm like, I'm like, man, I hear, bro, but like, nah, bro, it's too ugly, bro. I didn't went this long, without a crib, woo. And like I said, I won't go into everything about how I came out of that situation, but just know God presented me with some opportunities that it was like, I ended up not working the job, and then somehow, seemingly, it's like life just
but I think
started to progress.
I want to add on to what you just said, because sometimes, or a lot of times, really, all the time, if it ain't meant for you to do, like, it ain't even gonna happen. Like, it gets so tight that we want to do anything. Because I think you did tell me that you applied, you went through, you hadn't even, it's on the pod, but you hadn't even been smoking. It was something like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you hadn't even been smoking. Went for the interview, but they denied it because they said you had.
For real?
It was something like,
you got better memory than me. I forgot about that.
I remember that. When you said
that for real? That's what happened?
Because when you said it, I'm like, well, that's just that door. Because God ain't. I want was you finished?
No, you good. You good.
But now I just wanted to just speak to the people out there listening, man. Because like, we all like went through some things for sure, and even now still, it might be better, but every day is a challenge. We are faced with something that we gotta complete. Like they say, more money bring more problems. Like, that don't solve anything. You just got bigger problems now.
Bigger bills.
You got bigger budgets, bigger bills and things. But man, the thing we gotta understand,
they start seeing the problem cavalry after.
Right. But it's really about who can solve the solution, or who can come up with solutions. But it's like, the thing we gotta realize about this world, man, like, dark places is where like seeds grow. Like, the deeper down you get, you find the seeds of the largest trees that sprout up and things. So we really be having to go through these molds and these things just to make us become what we are. And we just gotta stick it out. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when I can't take it, I'm gonna try to go do this. The door ain't even gonna open because that ain't what you're supposed to do. It ain't gonna work. It's like, nope, think again. Think of something else, because that's not it. Because I get it, bro. I get it. I say, even when when I first moved to Atlanta, and then we could move on. When I first moved to Atlanta, bro, shit was so tough. Like, in my mind, I was like, all I gotta do is move to Atlanta. And somebody just gotta hear me rap. That's how naive I was. And I'm a fine rapper. You know what I'm saying? But all I felt was, a nigga just gotta hear me in Atlanta and I'm gonna blow up. Bro, when I moved to Atlanta, this shit was so hard. Like, it was so tough. Cause I'm working a job. I was working at Olive Garden. I was a cook. I'm working there for pennies. I'm thinking there's money back in Valdosta. Boy, that ain't. They even gave me a raise up here. That's still ain't enough. It ain't even almost enough, bro. The money they was giving me. So it ain't take me long to quit that job. But when I quit, and that's the other thing too, man. Sometimes you just gotta follow your intuition. Well, all the time, you gotta follow your intuition, because it ain't gonna make sense to everybody. Like, even with us, bro. Like, I'm sure somebody was in everybody's ear. Yo, just do this.
Man.
Just maybe take a break from the music. Go get a job. Do this.
My granny go always.
My grandma too.
But
God rest her soul.
It ain't gonna make sense, bro. Nah, God rest for sure.
Definitely.
But it's not gonna make sense to everybody. So you can't even use everybody else's doubts and things to hold you back. Because if it's something that you really want and it's in you to do, you gotta do it and you gotta stick it out. And you gotta go through the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because sometimes that's how it go. Like, you gotta earn it. It's just like with us fasting. Like, you go the whole day, and then at the end of the day, you blessed because you can eat, you can drink water, and it feels so good. But you gotta go through it just to even receive it. So I just say that, man, don't get discouraged. If it's in you, just keep pushing. Keep giving thanks because you got life to experience. Like Trayvick said in the beginning, it's all about that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And take your leap of faith.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's I don't know, man. It's good to have people in your life that inspire you. Sometimes you gotta change your circle up. You might not even know that person, but it may be something that draws you to that person. Like, go have a conversation with that person. Like, Because like again, like before I met bro, you know, I didn't really go into detail about how. Man, I used to like cry every night, bro. Like y'all not feeling me, bro. Like I would get, or maybe y'all probably are feeling me. Y'all probably going through the same. But bro, I used to get home from working that job, bro, and like my partner worked there too. After I drop him off, I get back to the crib, bro, and just like break down, bro. Like I couldn't do it no more, bro. I was finna crash out, bro. I'm telling you, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying all that to say, I used to tell myself every day. At the time, it was like window cleaning business or whatever, because I had seen somebody do it before, and I saw somebody make like it might have been something like $17. Came in and cleaned the restaurant I was working at when I was still working at Domino's. Like came in and like cleaned the rest, like cleaned the windows and made like $17. But bro probably went there like, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't have been there probably 20 minutes, clean all the windows. And so, and then I'm like much younger at the time. I'm still thinking like that. I'm like, dang, bro, just even if he do 2 businesses, even if it did take him 30 minutes, it's still 30-something an hour. You know, and back then, like that was like a lot to me. Like you could make 30-something an hour.
For some, when you coming from a place, I mean, it's still a lot.
Yeah, it's decent now.
For sure.
You know, when these places got big signs out saying hire now, starting at $12.
$12. And that's up now.
Right.
Like, shit, I make $12 an hour.
I'm like $30 an hour, but I could never, I'm saying all that to say, I could never, at the time, for whatever reason, right? I could never take the leap of faith, bro. I never did it. You know?
I remember one time you actually like...
You remember that?
Got the supplies.
Went as far, I don't even know if you knew this, went as far as that. Shirts and all.
Yeah.
Shirts and all. Got the supplies, like, I ended up giving them to our other partner. So whatever company he had or whatever. But I don't know. I just never could do it. Now when I look back and what the money that I was making there, I probably 100% would have made more than I was making at a 9 to 5, but I just couldn't do it for whatever reason. I just couldn't take the leap of faith.
But I think
it just wasn't it for you.
It's that security, man. Cause it's like cause that's that leap of faith where like when I quit my job and jumped into like just doing my own thing, like it wasn't as popular as it is now. Like now, like, you know, it's a thing. Like not saying, you know, everybody follow trends, but it just was less. Niggas weren't talking like that. Like Steve Harvey hadn't made that statement yet. But the last job I worked was this windshield place. And it was almost like on the lines of like entrepreneurship because it was commission based. So when you do the jobs, you don't get no check. Like it ain't no hourly rate. You only get paid if you get people to get their windshield fixed. So you gotta it was a hustle job. But every morning before we started working, we would have little powwows. Like you would have to come to work in a suit and tie or some type of button up. And in the morning, you have a powwow, but then you change into normal clothes and go out. But when he had this powwow, he used to say something. He said something that changed my life. And he said, sometimes you got to jump off the cliff and grow your wings on the way down. And later on, I heard that a lot more. But that time, that's the only time I heard it. So I think the biggest thing, man, with just people in general, bro, is jobs provide us with false security. Because the jobs could fire us at any time, right? We think it's secure because, okay, I'm getting my hourly. I know I'm going to get 40 hours. But anytime this job say, you know what? I don't really like the way bro working no more. I'm going to fire him. So it's a false security and it keeps us in that
ceiling where
that we can't bust through because you cap. 40 hours, clock out for me. You can't even get more. So when I jumped off the cliff, I met a brother who helped me change my life, Ben. And he pretty much helped me dive into more of my mind and understanding just the power of words and things. And I remember we did a powerful prayer one night. It's pretty much like, I'll never be broke again. And I said it and I meant it. And from then, I went on to start a company and then was able to set my own price. So I feel like just whatever type of thing people doing, like if you trying to survive in this musical industry, we gotta be able to find some sort of thing. Like you could do other things, I'm not saying that, but we gotta find something that we could set our own price. Because that's the only way we can make the biggest difference in our lives, like regardless. Like with anything. Like I said, you can do other things, but we gotta be able to set our own price to make it different. That's the only way. Because a nigga could pay you $100 an hour and it still won't be enough. Because you gotta be able to set your own price in some field. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. I feel like that's the only way. So, but I feel like the job security is what makes people afraid to take those leaps because it ain't fun. You know, some like entrepreneur life, sometimes you'll make $1,000 this week, but next week or the next couple weeks, you don't make no dollars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the job gives you the leisure to like not have the responsibility of like securing the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like sounds secure. It's like, yo, I can just show up and they gonna go out and make sure the money comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna let you finish, but I ain't knocking nobody who got no job because it's not for everybody. Because you saying that, everybody might not have the push. It just might not be in them to want to do that. Because like I said, it is a lot of work.
Oh, for sure.
Like to maintain any type of company, find clients, it's a lot of work. You go from working a 9 to 5 to working from 9 to 9 the next week. Like you ain't got no out there. So it's a lot of work.
There are good jobs out there.
Yeah, for sure. So I ain't knocking no jobs, but just for the people who might be standing in the job, they want to try other things, but they're afraid.
That part.
You could be smart and save up some money. I ain't have nothing saved. I just took a jump. I said, fuck.
Yeah.
But everybody, you know, you got to follow your intuition. And when you feel it, you just got to go for it and don't let yourself talk you out of it or your people who feel like, no, sometimes you just got to go, man, and follow your heart.
For real. Yeah, man.
Yeah. What else you got, Chris?
What's up, Chris, man?
So I got
a good one.
We had to give him that real deal.
You know what I'm saying? The protein.
So I got might seem like an odd question, right? So economic downturn, right? People losing jobs. People, you know what I'm saying? People not spending money. How do you make money in music in a situation like now or like 08? Like what do you do? What is the price that you said? What are you setting the price for?
On music? I think you got to be very creative. But if we go, I think we can start with just basics in general on how to make money in music. Just make sure you collecting all of your royalties around. Like, I don't know if people, because we talking to people who might not know about anything. So make sure that you signed up on your BMIs, your ASCAPs, CSACs and things.
What is that for the people that don't know?
It's a performance
rights organization.
Yeah, PROs.
Pretty much they're organizations who kind of go out and search for the money that exists off of your music performing and
like different venues.
All this different.
No, mechanical is
You just said it, performance.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Venues.
Performing in different, like venues, radio.
Clubs, radio.
All of that. Digital radio.
And then there are mechanical royalties, which is like streaming.
Technically,
stuff like that.
Sync license if you get placed in the video or film.
Yeah.
So I think step one, like just basic level, make sure you sign up with a PRO, and that's BMI, ASCAP. They can sign up with CSAC, or is that? Yeah. I know one of them like you.
Are we trying to tell the artists how to monetize themselves? Because step one would be like, in my opinion, like trademarking your brand. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean, you got to sign up to track anything.
I mean, to track it. But before you even drop a song,
you should already.
People like to skip over this part, but I would trademark my brand before I even drop a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I remember my uncle taught me this when I was much younger, like a teenager. I was in a group and he told us that. And it's
but as a trademark,
everything comes back around, but
it's a way that they can make money.
Well, you don't own your brand if it's not trademarked.
Right.
Yeah.
So Long story short, yeah, my uncle gave me that knowledge, and then fast forward years later, when I got signed, before we dropped the song, before we did anything, the first thing we did was like trademark. Yeah, trademark my brand. Start your LLCs. They started like 3 or 4 different LLCs in my name. Mm-hmm. Like one for touring and stuff like that. Because if you go do a show, and all this is before you even drop a song. Because you drop a song, it gets hot, and now you do a show, but someone breaks their ankle at Trayvick's show because it's so hype. Yeah, now they're gonna try to sue Trayvick.
But were you with did you have a PRO before that?
I did have a PRO before that, so that's something that you want to do as well before you drop a song. Mm-hmm. So you can register your songs, like y'all are saying, and then these companies can track what your song is doing and make money that way.
Yeah. Yeah, those are definitely all important and first steps.
Before you do anything. Actually generate the money, which I think that's probably Chris's question was probably more towards how to generate money. But and you want to protect yourself.
Definitely want to protect.
Oh, that's important.
So, but we'll definitely dive more into that at a certain different point. I think
the trademark part.
Yeah, maybe. I think
we said a lot. Besides,
I guess you did just say a lot too. So, but as far as because what he was pretty much bringing up is like
how to
generate it
income
in this climate.
Yeah.
So maybe we're talking to people who might already know how.
That's why I said just on the basic.
So the basics.
That's why I was really piggybacking off what you were saying. Because you brought PR a lot of stuff like that.
People be inboxing me asking me how to drop songs. So I think we should right here we should expand on the PROs, and the DSPs. Like, where do you drop the songs at? Because niggas be asking me crazy questions that's Googleable.
Yes, and everything's Googleable.
But some people don't know.
They definitely don't know. I think in today's time, like the companies that are owning our music, right? Who well, not ours, but who owns the music are looking at our music as just a way to sell other things.
I was gonna let you finish. I was gonna say, yeah, they probably wouldn't like my answer, but because outside of streaming, honestly, like, he's saying, how do you generate money in this climate? Like, shows, merch.
Yeah. But I think
that's no different than any other climate.
Those are basics too. So merch. But I think like we're on a good path with just talking about like signing up, because those things count. Like if you getting a certain amount of streams, but you're not signed up to a PRO, where's the money gonna go? It's not gonna go to you.
It's just gonna sit until you register.
But it will sit for a certain amount of time, and then it's gonna just go to whoever.
Well, let's be clear.
It's not gonna go to.
It's not. And let's be.
Can we get a Google?
No, for sure it's not.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. So if you,
but we got to be clear too. A PRO is again like for performance royalties. Right. So unless your song
I'm gonna expand on it.
But unless your song is spinning in the clubs already, spinning on the radio, see, again, those are different than mechanical royalties. And Trayvick's probably a little more versed in this part, because honestly, I'm not even. That's when you would go to Sound Exchange.
Sound Exchange is for digital.
For digital. Okay, that's what I thought.
So you would go like all of that too.
I think it's for internet radio.
Sound Exchange it clock everything. It's song.
No, they don't clock everything.
No, they don't clock everything.
Song Trust. I'm thinking of Song Trust. Song Trust is what clocks your
It can. It's like a
your streams. Your mechanical royalties.
This is how people collect their money. So that's what I'm trying to build on. Like Sound Exchange, Song Trust.
Sound Exchange for radio, right?
It really
internet radio.
Anywhere that plays your song, it gives it what is it?
Let's get a fact check on that though.
Go ahead.
On what Sound Exchange tracks?
Yeah. I want to.
But Song Trust definitely
once you get your code streams, in these things.
Talking about your ISRC code.
anytime the song is played now, you get hits.
I said that right,
for the PRO,
ISRC.
one thing that I learned, like when I was doing open mics. So when people doing open mics, anything, when you perform, all you gotta do is go submit and say, I perform.
Yeah.
So that's the way niggas can make, because we just talking about the basics. Everybody know if your merch blows up, but just the simplest ways that you as an artist can make, just start making some money by monetizing your stuff is by tracking your streams. Like if you getting plays and you getting streams, you need to be signed up for all of those sites. You need to have all of those. Some PRO, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, one of them.
And BMI is free.
Yeah, BMI is free. Mm-hmm. I think, that's the thing. I think one of them is a fee. But
ASCAP's like $50 a year.
I think we got one time. I think we got like a special promo code for.
Yeah, but it's still, what is it, 50? Honestly, I don't want to speak to ASCAP because like he said, we got signed up for free.
I'm pretty sure it's...
And CSAC is like invite only or something.
CSAC is invite only by another CSAC member, and then ASCAP is, if I'm not mistaken, $100 a piece for...
That sounds about right.
All time?
No, yeah. $100 for...
I'm saying one-time fee?
It's basically $200.
Oh, for a one-time fee?
Yes, one-time fee.
Okay.
Lifetime?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, yeah, I think those sites are good for a person to sign up on. And then the next step would be figuring out who you're going to release it under, who got the best percentages. Or
I would drop, but I don't want to give, I don't want to call out any companies specifically. But yeah, there's plenty of different.
I mean, you can tell them.
They're called If you, it's a bunch of different aggregators.
Companies specifically.
They call them aggregators.
Yeah, there's a lot of
aggregators, and which is like, that's digital companies who can DSPs, pretty much.
Where you can drop
who can put your music through DSPs.
You can literally, you can literally Google how to release a song on Apple Music,
and it's gonna show you,
or Spotify.
It's way easier to find now.
Or Tidal.
It's way easier to find now than it was when I Googled it.
It's a lot
like
more.
2015.
But this will get you on all the major platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music,
all of that.
Yeah, all of them. Everything. Google Play,
and I think
that one I don't like calling that.
Yeah. But I think after you get past that level, the basic levels of like avenues to make money, right? Now, the economic turn that he was speaking of, where we are, it's like now you have to be creative and understand that we're moving into a time where people are being more conscious with their dollar and how they're spending it. It has to mean something to them when they're spending their money. Mm-hmm. So I think the more meaningful it is to them, whether it's emotional and the value that they feel, it has to have a certain amount of value to them for them to spend. So I think that's kind of where we're going to be able to find different avenues if we get creative on that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I think the basics is always important.
Oh no, for sure,
because everything is built off.
I'm just talking past the basics.
Because even after that, like even still now, if they ain't trying to spend their money, if they spend in the stream, that's money that the artist could collect. So they just always got to make sure that they got the basics first before they trying to do everything else. Because if not, you're leaving money on the table.
But were we just talking about making money in general? For some reason, I kind of comprehended the question as like, make a living. Is that not, you just want to know like how to make money in general?
I guess it can be all encompassing,
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think
because if you're making $5 a year,
I mean, it sounds like
you really?
I mean, but I say, like but you gotta start.
You said it sound like what?
You definitely gotta collect everything on the table for sure. I agree.
Yeah, I say before you even start making a living, bro, you gotta start just making $1. Before you get to 1,000, you gotta make $1. So I ain't saying, unless you get a lot of streams, you could.
But that was my point. That's why I've been said that.
But
like,
you gotta
if you're not making a lot of streams, there's still other ways as an artist that you can make money.
It is, but you can at least start there because once you start going crazy with your merch, but you ain't signed up with nothing. Like you only get merch money. Now you limiting yourself.
But that's cool if your merch is selling. But my thing is whether it's merch or, music in general. I know Trayvick gonna love this one, but definitely meaningful for sure. But finding a way to go get directly to your fans, I think is gonna be the best way for any artist to make money in this climate.
It's the most sustainable way. That's who makes the most money in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these
people that go directly to their consumer.
Yeah, I mean, because
for sure,
we're literally. I mean, not even, but whoever has the direct line to the consumer.
Oh, just in general.
In general, I mean, because think about it. Like, we go. Let's say tomorrow I get signed to a label. They have the most direct line to the consumer,
and they're the ones making.
And they're the ones making the most money. They can put my album in front of the consumer on the new music page right now if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that leverage, I can't do that.
But you also know they're gonna have it on all those sites too.
Oh yeah. What you mean?
All the sites that we're talking about. I just don't want us to.
No, definitely. Yeah. But we've been past that, Skitz. We said do the basics first.
But then
basics.
But
I want to try to find a way that these folks can make good money
but
too.
That's what I'm saying. When you say that, it's almost like downplaying the basics. When niggas like, well, I ain't gonna do that because I'm trying to make real money.
Because you got to
do that before you.
Yeah, you have to have your song on now streaming sites.
What are other ways
to be able to
niggas can make money?
Nah, all these are ways to make money. I'm talking about the ways that, again, before you can have people stream your song 100,000 times, you have to.
You got to be somewhere
where they can they can stream your song.
All right.
So no, we're agreeing with you there. We passed that. I'm just like, again, because how I comprehended the question is, in this climate, when it's taking an economic, what do you say?
Economic turn,
economic downfall, essentially.
Because right now we're talking about the real estate in the game.
But
right?
I also can't even agree with that. Like
what? That we're in an economic downfall.
Because niggas is spending money.
Not for sure. But also we're in like a very
weird space.
The game. I mean, I ain't
gonna lie though. Show tickets are higher than they've ever been.
No, definitely higher than they've ever been.
But inflation is real. Yeah. But we also in a place where the federal
saturated game. That's what I was trying to say.
They don't want to say we're in a recession, but we're kind of like. So it's a weird place, but people still spending money. Houses,
for sure.
People always spend money.
Dropping. So that's what I'm saying. You just gotta make yourself likable enough for people to spend money. Like on these social media platforms, you get 10,000 on Instagram or something. You could go live and people could give you $1 while you going live. YouTube, you could stream. People give you
on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram. You could go live. People give you $1. So just be
more than $1, right?
I'm just saying $1 starting off. But it's a $sign. They could just give you money on Facebook. They got sometimes I can't even think of the name. If we could get a fact check, I know it's real, but I just can't think of the name. But it's a thing on Facebook, 10,000, or not even 10,000. I think you just got to have a certain amount of views, and then you can start getting paid likes or something like that. And people could pay you instead of liking it, they'll pay you some money. So all of this stuff is ways, but you just got just the same way with the basics. You just got to be lit enough to make more than $1. You know what I'm saying? You got to be active enough, not even lit, because sometimes people are always lit, but they don't put it on social media.
They don't know how to monetize.
Right.
So just really getting on live and things and getting more people. People, they'll pay just for you having a lot of followers. That'll open you up to different things.
Yeah. I think the most important part is like the community that you build around whatever you're trying to give the people value to. Because then community and value kind of like run 2 and 2.
You had a name for it?
To answer your question, it's called Facebook Stars.
Yeah.
They give you a star and it's 1 cent per star.
1 cent. So you got to get a lot of stars. But they got ways on the internet that you can make money just from posting stuff.
Is that coming out of the person's? Like
it's already out.
No, I mean like that 1 cent. Like if I give, let's say he on live or live or whatever.
I be getting stars. That's how I know.
I give him a star. Is it my 1 cent?
Who else is
think
one
it's
cent? Would it
1
be?
cent, yeah.
I mean, you know,
Facebook's?
If you
I
connect
mean, a
it
star could be
you
like
can only
a
do the
view
star
and
if you
what- know what I'm
connect
saying?
it. If you
Yeah, but I'm
connect
saying,
it to money.
whose money would it be?
It's coming out the consumer.
I don't know. It could be, you know,
They
so
probably
like it could be equivalent to how Instagram was paying for reels for views. You know what I'm saying?
but that's different. Because
That's what I'm saying. I
If
don't
you
know.
like,
But the
I never
person
left
sends you a
star.
star.
Yeah, if they send you a star, I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, you got to sign up. You got to connect your bank to do
Okay.
this.
Yeah,
It's like how
viewers can buy
TikTok
stars.
Viewers buying stars. Okay.
So
on TikTok you can send gifts.
those
Okay.
are ways that people
Gifts,
can
stars,
monetize.
badges.
But I just think with money in general, like it's like a stacking thing, you know. Sometimes people might make $1 million one time, I don't know, but most of the time it's a compound gained over time thing. One day you make $1, then you make $2, then you make $3, then $4, then now you make $20, then $200.
Well, people definitely make lump sums. Huh?
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
But before those lump sums, it had to be a gradual thing about that. So just once you just start doing things more frequent to make money, then, you know, you'll get bigger payouts off of that. But you got to start somewhere. So like, don't just jump in looking for, I need 100,000 off top. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could happen. I ain't saying it can't. But it's a gradual thing with money.
Definitely. Yeah.
Y'all got other ways?
Oh, nothing. It's just dark.
Make sure that thing.
Yeah, man. We come
So
on.
merch, you said merch. Merch is important.
Man.
Sell
Yeah.
your merch. You don't think merch important? You had that. You had
Look,
that Trayvick. I'm ready for you today.
ready.
That's all I'm
He
saying.
trying to create
I'm on
invisible
niggas.
smoke.
I want all type
Nigga,
of anim. No,
listen,
I don't agree.
I am. I'm a huge fan of apparel and merch and all of that. I constantly am in my brain thinking about designs and how to make my merch or apparel because I really want to shift away from the word merch because it kind of puts a thing in the consumer's mind like, oh, this is strictly for.
What do you think of putting people head?
Right.
I'm just saying, like merch. When you hear the word merch, you're thinking
Think of the artist merch.
right.
It's merchandise that I want to purchase.
Right. Rather than just like, okay.
I'd rather use merch because apparel is not the only type of merch.
You're right. So I guess I'm just thinking specific apparel. But like when you think of I was finna name drop. When you think of some of the biggest artists in the game who have like companies that couldn't, you know, if you separate them, if they were not as big, but they are associated with this artist, technically that's merch, but it's not because they're individual companies or brands that they've worked on, you know what I'm saying, that are attached to them.
Merch.
Yeah, it's still merch.
What do you mean?
Because I know who you was about to say.
He already said it.
But we just say his shoes.
I didn't say nothing.
He did say
We
it.
know he was saying. We just say his shoes, bro, and niggas know it's his merch.
Yeah.
So I don't really see the difference.
But
He
shit,
just partnered with a large brand.
If bruh drop something that's completely like off the wall, like a device, then it's
still merch.
Yeah.
So is it merch simply because we're artists?
Merchandise, what's the definition?
Oh, merch. I was about to say merch.
Because are you looking at, when you look at Steve Jobs or
This is merch.
Apple,
I mean, I don't know.
iPhone is his merch?
Like
Yes.
we always comparing that, but I don't know if they say this is my merchandise, but it is because it's something.
Can we get a?
I'd rather use the word
Can we get a
products.
vocab check on
I'd rather use
merchandise?
products, man. Fuck.
They probably got products in the definition.
I was about to say products and merchandise are probably synonymous.
Nah, I was just
What
talking
it say?
shit. I was just
Branded products used to promote
used to promote what?
used to promote a particular movie, popular music group, etc., or link to a particular fictional character.
See, that's different than
Oh my
products.
God. Bro, branded products is the definition. of
Branding
merch.
products. You know
Can
what
we
I'm saying?
move along? Is merch important?
But he said associated with a movie or fictional character.
Or what else?
Or
He said music
group,
too.
and it's
Music
etc.
group. You know what I'm saying?
What's the other definition?
We do.
That's not the only one.
It ain't.
Was a verb and a noun.
Okay.
So the other one is to advertise or publicize, engage in the business of a merchant or trade And the other definition for the name is good.
The iPhone is merchandise, like I thought.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just talking, bro.
All right. So merchandise is important.
Definitely.
Do y'all got creative ways that a person could, without giving too much,
man,
sell their merch? Or where to get started if they wanted to create merch?
Man, find something in your regular life that you do that is like routine, like that is important into your life, that has nothing to do with like your brand as an artist, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not nothing to do, but it has something to do with you, but not directly music related. And attach your music to it somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To incorporate it into other people's lifestyle.
I want to say this real quick too, because I said without giving too much. Not that we trying to hold the secrets of the keys, but it just works better. Some things work better when you do your own research. So we gonna open the door, but you can finish it. So Trayvick say you should do something that's not with your music and attach it to it. So something that doesn't have anything to do with your music.
That's what I was saying.
I don't agree with that.
Well, maybe because the way he just worded it, but I mean, and attach it to your music.
I think it could be anything. Like my shirt right now. Shout out to
like if you're a person who likes to wear sunglasses,
you should do that.
Start sunglasses and attach it to your music.
What's the best type of merch you think, or in your opinion? Because that's not really.
I mean, I would say.
You think shirts are the way to go?
I mean, whatever is very closely related,
unique to each artist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what.
But that don't mean that it has to be outside of your.
How could
brand
sunglasses
is.
Correlate?
Not outside of your
You think sunglasses could correlate to an
outside
artist?
of music directly?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, if you wear glasses a lot, but that is a part of your brand. Yeah,
I didn't say your brand. I said music.
Oh, you said outside of your music?
Yeah.
I can't say that either because there's some people that, like you said, you might come up with a device.
I mean,
somebody came up with it.
I'm not saying you have to only do this. I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
You said that's the best way to go, though.
In his opinion.
In your opinion.
I mean.
Well.
Yeah.
His opinion. We appreciate it.
One of the best ways to go.
No, we respect it.
If you trying to, you know what I'm saying?
What's my opinion, the best way, what's the best type of merch?
Yeah, whatever I asked. I don't think that was the first question. I think the other question was.
Oh, was the other?
Oh, how does a person like put merch out or some shit like that?
How do you put merch out?
Something like whatever I asked. I don't know. I asked you the question.
You asked me the question?
It was something. It was for
I remember
the
you
time.
said what's the best type of merch. I remember that.
But that was after.
I think just in general, man.
What's the way that a person can figure out what kind of merch it was something like that. That's why he said what he said.
Now, I do agree with the part he said about, if you enjoy it, then he said something about that. Like, for me, that's, find something that you
like.
Yeah. If you, like you said, the sunglasses idea, if you like wearing sunglasses, then try to figure out a way that you can incorporate that into your brand.
It's things in our lives that just almost like every day that exist that have nothing to do with like the music aspect that we're gonna partake in no matter what.
That makes sense. Like you have to wear clothes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why that's kind of a go-to.
Shout out to Trayvick Lemonade. What is it? You juice.
Yeah, see stuff like that. Now, when you can start tapping into stuff like that, now that's what I think is some of the best merch. Water, stuff that you need every day, like you said.
Yeah.
And
attach your music. What I was gonna say something else. So
find a problem and fix it.
Find a problem and fix it. Should they have with merch? Should they have like how should they produce it? Like, let's say they got apparel. Like, should they use drop shipping?
Like Trayvick said, get some partners. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, man. Nah, for real, though. You can get some partners in that regard, but you got to do,
But these days, it's so easy, man. You got Shopify.
Yeah. If you want to stand out.
Damn, I just name dropped again.
Hey, man, these are real things.
These real things, man.
Conglomerates.
They need to know these things, I guess. They can look them up, too.
Yeah.
It ain't the only thing.
It's episode 5, man. We got to give them some love, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for still being here.
But manufacturers, they're all over the world,
Yeah.
It's really, because there's different, it's all, that's a business within itself. So you just really...
It's multiple ways, man.
Yeah,
you can get you a shirt printer at the crib.
Do it yourself.
Or you can Google, where's the nearest, or,
start from the bottom with
shirts,
it all first.
Custom shirts made in Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody had to start from the bottom.
Yeah.
For
sure. Can I shout out to Brandon? Faith
makes me fearless. You know what I'm saying?
Faith makes me fearless out now. Make sure to go get that merch.
Yes, sir. Skeezy merch.
We're gonna tag it along with we're gonna partner up with the U Juice.
Yeah.
See what you got. What's the merch? I know you got the Breeding Eternity joints.
Yeah.
You got the rings. I think you'll do 5 with some Breeding Eternity rings on them.
Yeah, that would be hard, actually.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, we got the Breeding Eternity right now. I'm working on some other stuff. I'm not ready to release it to y'all yet, but
it's all good.
I got another brand that I'm building up right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peace to the guy. All right, what you got? What you got, Chris?
Well, just to top that off, right? Before we leave that, someone told me years ago. They said, if you can't appear in an ad or make one, you'll be broke forever.
If you can't appear in an ad,
yeah,
or make one.
If you can't be in it or make it, you're gonna be broke forever. Y'all agree? Yes or no?
I mean,
disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. I feel like ads are cool. Like, I do ads sometimes, but I think the time is different. Like,
and it also depends on what your definition of broke is.
Yeah.
Because if it was a multimillionaire or billionaire saying that, and their definition of being broke is being less than a millionaire, then yeah. So it's subjective to me.
But I can also understand, because when I think about ads are like, they can be commercials too. It's advertising.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you would make more than $1 million without having one ad.
But
so it depends on what your definition of broke is.
Yeah.
But I know there's companies out there that are successful companies.
With no ads?
Yeah, for sure.
With no ads?
Yeah.
No digital ads.
Also, it depends on what your definition of success is.
Or what your definition of ad?
Because, advertising the word advertising doesn't just automatically mean paid.
Could word of mouth fall under advertisement? Well, he said be in one or create one.
Yeah, so if it's
somebody else, what your definition of success is.
Because my thing is, if ads aren't paid, like, because if I just made I don't know, man. It's like, especially in today's time, viral, something that can just go viral and make money and be rich. A person can literally be rich off one person doing something. That's technical, and that supports his argument.
But you're saying that someone else made it and you didn't make it.
Yeah.
But then you'd be in it, is what you're saying.
You might not even be in it. Your brand might be in it.
Well, these days, I guess somebody else could make the ad for you.
Yeah.
And so it's like.
But my thing is, I'm standing on what I'm saying though. There's some companies, that just don't have ads.
The big car joints.
What companies?
Like, bro, I know.
Like, shout out all y'all out there that are watching this. I'm going to use Texas, for example, because my mom did Texas. The 10,000 tax companies that we don't know their name, and they may not have one ad out, but they're successful companies. Again, it goes back to what your definition of successful is. Kind of like what we were saying earlier about jobs, right? Like jobs, we can't crap on the jobs because there's good jobs. There's companies out there that, and Skitz, you run, in my opinion, what is considered a successful company.
We ain't run no ads for a long time. Like,
my mom taught me, bro, most companies fail within the first 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
when I was young and ignorant, I wasn't hearing it. I would try to argue with my mom. Oh, if you ain't making this amount of money, like, you're not successful. Until she taught me, she's like, most companies don't even make it that long. So if you have a company that, has been around for 10 years and you're making even $50,000 a year, is that a successful company? They've been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it depends on what your definition of
success.
Of
and how big, because some people don't want, everybody don't want $1 million.
What, you don't agree with that, Trayvick?
Well, I mean, because we want to be accurate in, just information, right?
Right.
So like advertising something is just to describe or sell something, like or promote something, right?
But we're going off what he said. He was very specific. He said, if you don't create an ad.
If you don't create an ad.
Or if you're not in it.
Okay, so if you don't create something that promotes the sale of something.
Or if you're
whether
not,
you paid for it or not.
Right.
Because you can have a free ad.
Yeah, you don't have to pay to have an ad. You can
so technically, like,
free.
if I do something and somebody tells me, and somebody, I do something for, let's say I do a service for you, and you tell one person, that's an ad.
I
said that like 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago. It's word of mouth advertising.
Because word of mouth, you don't need advertisement. Like
that's advertising though.
But we're going off what he said. He said create an ad.
Or be to me, that makes me think of a commercial, something digital that I could see. Not really word of mouth. Is word of mouth advertisement?
You got to go with the context
it's a
of what
form
he's saying.
As advertisement. But,
well then, bro, I don't know if there's one company that's ever been in existence that doesn't have advertisement.
Can we look up, is word of mouth a form of advertisement?
Yes.
It definitely is.
It is?
Yes. It's a form of advertisement.
But the way Travis is being Trayvick, I was obviously talking about, creating an ad.
Nah, that's what I was thinking too.
Because that's what he said.
Because I think the better thing would be if you don't create a service, or if you don't provide service, you'll be broke forever.
You can't say that either though, because goods aren't services.
It's providing a service. If you selling somebody goods, it's service. It's still an act of service. You giving them something. We can look at a definition of service.
I'm not finna do this with y'all.
Yeah.
Because working a job is providing a service. You right?
Hey, we ain't knocking on people working jobs.
Hey, man, I'm finna debunk all this, man. There's a trust fund baby that never worked a day in their life and they ain't broke.
His daddy worked.
Look, we ain't say that.
His daddy worked.
He ain't worked. Or she ain't worked.
Well,
and they living off the fruits of somebody else.
And they might be spiritually broke.
What does service say?
Look at Trey, he might be spiritually broke.
Peace to the God.
Hey, what does broke mean? Look.
Temporary.
Now I see why our pods are so long.
Right.
It's all good.
Hold on, what's the definition of pod? No.
That's important. What service? What's the definition?
Yeah, I tried to explain to my niece what a podcast was. And I was like, damn.
You couldn't do it.
I was like, it's kind of
after this, let me get a vocab check on what podcast means.
A group of niggas talking on the... What service?
A service is a part of the economy that's intangible, can't be touched, and they cannot be separated from the service provider and are perishable. Can't be stored.
You feel? I'm like, what?
What type of service?
We got another not a good.
Because that sounds like
it's not a good.
Can't be separated from the service provider.
Yeah, I
can't
provide.
Be touched.
So like,
I guess it's just the action of serving.
Yeah, so like you can't get a moving job. You can't get a moving service without the people there doing it.
So it can't be separate.
But you can buy a juice, which is a good
in the grocery store. Who's providing the service? Somebody got to be providing the service. All right.
Goods can be separated from the seller. Not all goods are perishable, and goods have significant time gap between production and consumption, and they're tangible.
Goods. Okay, we good. All right. What's the next one?
Podcast. I was serious about that.
You want to know what podcast is?
A digital audio file made available on the internet for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, New installments.
We're going to call this episode
which can be received by subscribers automatically.
We're going to call it what?
Dictionary.
Semantics.
Dictionary.
Nah, we're going to call it semantics.
What we got next?
Diction.
All right. Last one I got is what's your strategy when networking?
What's your strategy when networking?
Obviously with other
You go
people,
first this time, Trayvick.
Me?
No, the other Trayvick.
Oh, I.
Oh man, okay. That's actually interesting that you asked that because I'm actually in a space of strengthening my networking abilities, right? Because oftentimes I'll make a connection with people, and just on a personal level, I could like tomorrow be cool with Jay-Z off of just the fact that we know each other, like him seeing my face or whatever, but never use them in the aspect of like in my network. It's like kind of weird. Does that make sense?
Keep going.
Okay,
I don't know if it makes sense yet.
Right. So like at times,
wanted us to agree.
I know sometimes I can talk and it'll sound cryptic.
Listening, we following.
But so for example, like I was talking to a producer friend of mine, and he was just asking me about like how I get production and stuff like that because I'm a very personable person, and if one of the things I said, I was like, I don't necessarily have a in-house producer or like somebody I'm working with directly. There are some that I work with that I have worked with over time directly, but nothing necessarily long term. So like I kind of just find beats as they come. Though I do have a network where I know a bunch of producers, right? But I don't use the network in a way of like, yo, let me call so-and-so over here. Let's work and use it as, as a net, I guess. I don't know. I'm just playing with the words. But I'll know these people on a personal level, like, yo, what's up? And I never kind of like connect the dots as one should with a good network. So I'm practicing that by just nurturing relationships. That's the answer to the question. It's like actually nurturing the relationship, not just saying what's up whenever I see him, but actually, yo, how's everything doing? How's things going? Yo, let's grab lunch. You know what I'm saying? Let's actually work. Let's, connect with different people in my network to like keep us moving. So whenever something that I may be doing or may align with this person, or there's something that they're doing may need me to be in line with them, it like clicks, rather than if I'm not at the top of mind, then they're gonna go with somebody else closer in their network. So
I was thinking, what you said towards the end. You said what?
That was a little long-winded, but
it's a podcast, bro. It's
I was thinking like what he said towards the end of that. Just build genuine relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, that's kind of my strategy to networking. And actually put yourself out there. I used to network a lot more. Like everywhere I would go, I would try to politic with everyone in the room. Tap in. To me, no disrespect to the introverts out there and stuff, because there are people that, that's just not their personality. But for me, networking is super easy. I try to connect with, at least in person, because there is a thing of networking online as well, which is, I guess, why they call it social networking. But, for me, especially in person, that's when I'm like really in my comfort zone. Just connect with people and talk, ask people what they do. You'll be surprised, what just random people do, and how y'all can assist each other in y'all's journeys. And just genuine relationships. Like he said, check on people, tap in with people, let people know what you have going on, ask them what they have going on. It's the easiest way to network to me.
Well, that was the question. What's the easiest way to network?
The best way. Or no, what is your network?
Can we get a definition of network?
It was what is your networking strategy?
No, I was for real about the definition. All right, networking strategy. Because I'm about to be Trayvick.
You have been Trayvick today.
I don't believe in networking.
Yo, fuck off.
What's the definition, bro?
I don't believe in networking.
Sure I said right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The networking is the process of making connections and building relationships.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I say, because I was going to say...
Who needs relationships?
Nah, you need relationships.
No, I'm talking.
But sometimes, like, you don't want to force networking. Like, you don't just want to get cool with people because of things that you think you could get from them. Like, relationships, it should just be because we vibe together. Like, when we met, I don't think anybody was looking for anything from anyone. It was just, seems like a cool guy, chop it up, started doing music, oh, he dope. So it should be like something like that. Like, when I'm networking, that's why I asked the definition, because it doesn't even feel like I'm networking. If I see a person, they seem interesting, you know, if they don't speak, I might start a conversation and we chop it up like that. But it's never like with me having intentions of like, yeah, I'm going to use this person for they beats. So I'm going to, you know, but when it do come there, like once we do start chopping up, it's like, you know, let's cook up or let's get a track. I'm not really a feature type guy like that, not too much. But if they hard enough, then I will. But I just feel like networking is really just being yourself. And when you see people that you find interesting, or just don't be afraid to talk and just be yourself, really. Don't force it. Like, you don't got to force no connections.
I slightly disagree with you.
You think force it?
No, not force.
Not on the forcing thing. Oh, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Probably. Go ahead.
Which one?
Well, I mean, for one, like when I said earlier, like you said, you never want to use people. Like I said, you also want to you know, see what they have going on as well. So, you know, you want to be able to assist each other when you're networking, right? But also, again, like you'll meet. I kind of look at this similar to what Trayvick said on one of the earlier pods about producers and how, if he was comfortable every time he worked with a producer, then he wouldn't, you know, work with some of the best producers that he's worked with because he was uncomfortable to start with. Something like that, right? That's close.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at networking. If you only connect with people that you think look interesting and stuff, again, like you'll miss meeting certain people. So I wouldn't go into it with the intentions on using this person. But again, and this doesn't work for everybody, but just my strategy. When I network with a room, I'm networking with the room. I'm trying to connect with every person in there, no matter if they look interesting or not. But that don't mean you have to force it.
We got to understand my interesting. Interesting is just what you gravitate to. It's your energy.
But even if this person doesn't look interesting, but I may still connect with them.
It's not really a look. It's an energy. Like, to me, like everybody that we speak to is like who we supposed to talk to. Like, even if you talk to everybody, you're supposed to talk to everybody. Everybody had some type of vibe. So it's not like saying like this person has to look cool to you. The energy just got to match. It's got to be something that's like, you know, you could step out. And sometimes you could talk to other people because you never know, but
that part. And that's all I'm really getting
but
at.
I still think then is the energy still got to match. Like with anything, like
you might talk to somebody and the energy, you may think the energy don't match, but then the energy end up matching when you talk to them. You just never know. You can't judge a book. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Nah, but energy ain't judging a book. Energy is just what's
energy is discernment, but
yeah.
But it's so tricky because at certain points of your life and who you are, like you said, just being yourself, but sometimes yourself that you agree with at this moment may not be who you agree with later.
That part too. And can I give you a quick example, a super quick example? I think I've talked to you about this before. And what's crazy, I think I met this person on one of your jobs. But I met someone that is like a dear friend to me, almost like a mother figure at this point. But I think I've talked to you about this person before. But when I met her, speaking of energy not matching, you want to get there, Chris? That's what you're about to ask.
I don't know
who that is.
That ain't.
No, it's dumb late.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody else. Who in this door?
All right.
What you was
Well, that was this door. Long story short, you know, the energy wasn't something that you would probably again.
It on.
Wow. Maybe it wasn't this door. What, bro?
No, that's the door.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna text you. It's my neighbor.
They knocking and hiding?
Vic got after hours.
Nah.
Trayvick got vibes, vibers.
Not at all. That's some whole.
All right.
Yeah.
What you saying, bro?
Cut
For y'all that
part.
don't know, we film these pretty late.
It's definitely late,
No,
but that has nothing to, you know what I'm saying?
we talking.
We can talk about it.
Yeah. After podcast. Long story short, what I'm trying to get at is this person, you know, the energy was not connecting. It's not something that you would think, you know, but this person was dealing with very traumatic situation. And so they were taking it out, you know, she was taking it out on me and stuff like that. But by the end of the move and, you know, this person apologized and explained to me why they had been acting the way that they were.
Mm-hmm.
And now fast forward years later,
Still
like I said, you know, this is someone I consider an actual friend, like almost like a mother figure to me. So
But if I could just expand on energy. Because the thing about energy, bro, like you just said, it's interchanging. So energy, it can be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted. That means like it could be altered to another state.
right.
So it's not really necessarily discernment. It's something that's there that everything is energy. So certain energies you just automatically gravitate to. Like us, we might not agree with each other's energy every day. That don't mean that it's still not an energy present that is familiar to us, right? Or just something that we can deal with. Like the only reason we met is because our energy was aligned in some type of fashion. Just like with Chris, that's the only reason. So I'm not saying like y'all gotta agree. You know, you might meet a person in the first talk. I don't know. It's something crazy because I didn't really like Trayvick.
I was just about to say how we didn't like Trayvick. And me and Skitz connect like this at first.
Relax.
Yeah,
But neither one of us like.
he's not really a likable person. So, but
So cap.
but that don't have any. I didn't, bro. I just didn't know you.
B100. Chris, you, hey, watch
For
this,
real?
Skitz. Skitz,
I
watch this.
never knew that. I didn't like him.
Skitz, watch this. Chris, you ain't like Trayvick either, did you?
Nah, he cool, but Trayvick, he was always different. I met Trayvick. He had dreads. He was young from
definitely
Ohio.
had locks.
And see me,
Thugging. Nah.
like y'all know how. I mean, shit. The way we met, bro. I think I initiated like both of the things with both of y'all. Like kind of like. So I'm a networker for sure, but it's only because I understand energy. Like people would do it to me too because Sid, you got energy. Like you built on. Like you know, we went to talking. We chopped it up. So you helped me discover things within myself too, along with Trayvick. But I think just energy in general is just something that you already open to. Even if it's something that you never...
That's key though.
Yeah, but even if it's something that you don't know that you open to, like you gotta understand by energy, it's gonna gravitate you to things that you think, like you and bro, you think I made this happen. But y'all born on like the same day or something.
like 2 days apart.
Yeah, it's like you had no power in this, bro. All you did was follow the energy.
Yeah.
So if they can clear their mind enough and just be one with themselves, they'll know exactly who to talk to in these places without knowing what they do, without anything. Because when you, I think that's a great story. Maybe one day you'll tell it briefly. How you even got signed in the first place. And how, like, and that led from this interaction or this energy or this relationship to some random thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you could meet, bro, we done met the people who you think that's who's gonna take me there. And they didn't take us there.
Nah, for sure.
Nah, for real.
But it was this person who, how the hell did that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I definitely agree you can't never judge a book by its cover, but I do believe in the law of averages too. Like if you're trying to get out, talk to everybody. And if you don't vibe with them, y'all will unfollow each other in a week.
And that's really the whole point I was trying to make.
But I just had to give them the spill of energy.
Yeah, being open.
You just gotta put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there and be open to the energy for sure.
Just learn how to talk to yourself
I like
in the
what
mirror.
you said to the end. Protect your energy. You know, you get to talking with somebody and it's just not that. You know.
Yeah, don't.
All right,
That's why I say don't
to the
force it.
next. Yeah.
Because it'll be the same like if y'all try to do business. If it's like just weird, like y'all just not a good fit. Because I think people got to be like equally matched. But even then, sometimes, like I don't even think we would be able to talk to people if we weren't in some form. If they weren't trying to teach us something or show us something. Like maybe that's who we don't want to work with.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to teach people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we all teach each other, like at all times. Like everybody's a learner and a teacher at the same time. Like nobody is like standing over on top. I'm teaching you. Like even the teachers are learning from the kids when they in
For sure.
classroom.
Definitely. I was gonna say like to all of that though, with being open, like and like being like out of yourself at times, because I know like what y'all just said earlier, like I am a difficult dude. I have been a difficult dude in the past.
Thank you for
and I know in the past, you know, I'm a way more open now, but I know
does
like,
the past count as yesterday or
it's just like I used to be in my own little world, so like I wasn't really like I had to a lot of times I'll be around somebody or be, you know, I observe for a very long time before I even interact or let someone else interact with me. So, and that can come off to somebody meeting me for the first time as standoffish or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not as much that anymore just because I tap into.
I want to say this too. Sometimes, like, I don't think networking, it might not be for everybody. Like that certain, like, you know, just go talk to everybody. It might not, because
Not
some
that
people
form of networking.
Yeah, some people like I network, but I also notice when I lock in and I'm just dropping music, everybody want to work with me at that point, and I ain't talking to nobody. But it's like that's when you get all the inboxes, all the texts.
I was about to say, do you network online? Because that's still a form of network.
But even if I ain't like, I'll respond. But that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes when you just lock into yourself, everybody will come to you then. Because they see you locked into yourself and your energy gonna gravitate to people. So
Definitely.
You don't necessarily have to be the person who just out talking to everybody.
I just did something new the other day. Like I normally get DMs, like when I get like DMs from people on beats, and they like, yo, what's your email? I kind of sometimes just like ignore the fuck out of it.
Oh no, I Skitz Pittz the great.
Yeah, I be sending you
Send me
never
beats.
know. You never know.
Nah, for sure,
Send me
for sure.
beats.
Well, I didn't
Feed
there,
me
there,
beats.
there has been times where I was like, yeah, I'll send it, but then before, up until recently, I was like, I send them the email and it just be like, nah, bro. Like, oh my God, why did we?
But that's the law of averages.
But
I
then
think it's a good time. Hey, producers, send us beats.
Yeah. Right here. Skitz Pittz the great at gmail.com.
Nah, but I did it.
Videographers.
Some dude reached out.
All type
I was
of
like,
creatives.
yeah, all creatives.
Graphic designers.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
For
I
real.
think, but
Hey, this is a good time for
I
that.
feel like
We ain't put that out in none of the
that,
others.
bro. If you keep the door closed, then nobody like. If you're not the person to dive out, then you got to be open too. I feel like.
You
You
see
know
what I
what I'm
just
saying?
did right there?
Open
That was
too.
networking. Producers, send us beats.
Yeah, that's networking.
For sure.
Cause I definitely would. Hey, if you don't want niggas flooding your inbox, don't post it on Twitter.
they go crazy.
Twitter's really like that.
You
Twitter
say,
is like that.
If you
with
put send me beats in your email on Twitter, you gonna
over.
get beats for months.
That and logos, like
Logos.
graphic
Probably
design.
everything.
Yeah, anything.
I don't be on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is definitely
it's the
a
gulag.
market in place.
It's the gulag.
You could get lit off there with no ads if you text the right thing.
That is an ad.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Chris, what's up, man?
I was about to say
that was
a great segue.
That was the round.
I just want to share a quick story, man. I thought when I first met Sidney years ago, I thought he hated me. I left some.
Let's get into it.
You feel me? I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
I think I had left something
important for like a shoot.
It was, I forgot what shoot it was. It was he was in the money room.
Oh, I was there.
You were
Pockets
there?
full of guap.
Yeah, pockets full of that guap.
I had to go back and get it. It took me like an hour.
I think I remember that. He was pretty adamant. Nah, I think it was chill, bro. It just kept shooting, right?
I don't even think
nobody knew.
I don't remember. Like now that you know me, you probably know, like I'm like the chillest nigga in the world. I never like really had a problem.
Nah,
with
I thought me and Sidney was gonna have to fight when I first met him.
Are you capping?
Nah, dead serious.
What?
Cause bro, me and Sid, the way we used to argue, bro. Cause like we two people who got like everybody here, I say is individuals. Everybody's individuals. Niggas got strong minds. And when we feel the way that we feel, ain't nobody moving us off that mountain, bro.
Oh, for sure. It's like
and the way me and Sid used to argue
versus unstoppable force.
But I say the way me and Sid used to argue, bro, it just like anybody else, it would seem like the only step after this.
Yeah.
Is to fight.
Nah, for sure. I think that might be a
but
Sid thing.
Look, but Sid cool because after we'll talk and we'll be like, it's all love. It ain't. So I realized, that's why I say he helped me with things because like you just gotta be like, you can't be on all of that. Like you just understand Sid, he's just being him, he's expressive, just like you are. So when it's like that, it's heated, like y'all might be yelling in each other's face. You crazy as hell.
And for the record, never once got in each other's face.
Nah. It was never disrespectful. But just the height of the debates. I ain't gonna say there was arguments. But just the height of the debates. But that's why I respect Sid, because it was never even though like I'm joking, like saying that, in my mind, I never was like, I'm about to hit this nigga.
I was about to say, I never felt disrespected by Skitz ever since I've known him.
But it was just heated, man. It was heated.
Trayvick, on the other hand,
Trayvick be coming at you different, bro.
I definitely came at him different before. I've definitely came at Trayvick different before. Probably more than once.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, some of the stuff, man.
Here we go.
Like, I had to literally like, yo, what is going on? Like, is this the moment where we get down? Like, that's what I was thinking, like, at certain things, because the way it would be framed, like, bro, you said, I'm not this, but he said, man, see, you not this. And see, I don't do this. So I'm like,
but see, that's what he talking about.
Nah, but you not this, but that's what this do. Like you might be saying like, oh, that's some female shit, bro. Like, I'm like, hold up, bro.
You calling me a girl?
Like, I know ain't no girls in here, so like, what we, you know what I'm saying? What we doing? He said, I mean, see, man like me ain't gonna do it. I'm like, it's like I'm like, bro. So like, where we go from here? Because I feel like you saying this, but on the other end, you saying you not saying this, so I don't know what to do. And it was funny. Just
I'm one of the most peaceful people y'all would ever meet.
Because at the end of the conversation or the next day, be like, "What's good, bro?" Like nothing. I was like,
"No, I think we usually like."
I feel like I used to be heated and I ain't know how to express it. Just super like passionate until I was taught by a wise man that passion's not always the best thing. As far as Chris' story though, I don't know, bro. I don't.
Or how you
like you said, you were there.
Yeah, I don't think it was nothing though.
I was probably high, so maybe my energy just wasn't as receptive. But I
think we just kept recording.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
Chris was
but
just
Trayvick, you say you ain't like me when we first met. We got to finish it before we. Let's put it on the block.
Not even
Trayvick probably ain't like nobody.
Not even didn't like him. It just I always. Number one, I'm like before I let someone into my circle, I'm like very skeptical. You know what I'm saying? To a certain layer. And it's like once that skepticism is gone, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But I think from a distance, there was like one situation like, it's like, man, what he got going on over there? He trying like, I'm saying, I think you went to the, it was like a party or something.
Oh,
you know I was like, what you doing? You don't even know nobody. I was like, I'm a
networker.
Yeah, he was networking at a party, and I was like, I didn't think he should be at the party. I was like, what's going on? But
you were at the party?
No, I wasn't at the party.
He wasn't there.
It was it doesn't matter. We're not gonna go that deep into it.
But like me, bro,
it's all in your head.
Like I said, one thing I worked out just as far as like just getting cool, because I think what you said is important to a lot of people. Like a lot of people do have trust issues with people, so it's hard for them to even like, because like the stuff that we go through, I feel like that's what makes friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you never had an argument with your homies or a heated debate or just some type of disagreement, you ain't never tested the times or tested the strength between your relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get in a heavy argument, that's when people show their colors. So it's like if you could withstand things like that, that shows the strength. But I think one thing that I dealt with heavy was like just trusting people in general before I moved to Atlanta. Like just dealing with a lot of the things back then, like just people just broke my trust. I didn't trust nobody. But I feel like, kind of like what you said, like if you trust yourself, you gotta trust other people. So it's just really enlarging the love for yourself and extending it out to other people and knowing that any situation that you're in, like whatever's gonna happen regardless. Whether you distrust or keep looking at them like,
yeah,
it's gonna happen. I ain't saying don't protect yourself, don't be aware, but also don't hold yourself back from whatever. Because sometimes we gotta feel the pain, we gotta feel the letdowns, and sometimes even the people, you know, set us up or do something crazy like that just to learn from it. And then now we know. You know what I'm saying? But never let that shit shield your heart or nothing like that.
Yeah, man, you gotta feel it all through.
Gotta feel it all. That's the only way to do it. You gotta feel all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man.
My boys trying to give me a bad rep at the end.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that, man. This is, you know,
jokes.
we all got our ways.
Yeah, I know. I be talking shit. Anybody know me in real life, they already know.
Oh, man, we all got our ways, man, but our ways led us on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, I'm grateful.
I thought Trayvick hated me at first, too. I think I left something to his shoot, too.
Nah. You ain't leave nothing at the shoot.
Now, Trey, he probably would have said something strong, too. It's like...
Oh, yeah. You, like... Even when I say something strong, I don't hate you. But it would probably feel like that if I was like, dang, bro, like, what's going on?
It's just the way Trayvick
Now,
talk,
Trayvick
bro.
probably would. I'm super like... And then the thing about me, this is why I'm like, damn, for real. Because if we don't know each other like that, like... And I'm sure all y'all will vouch. Except for that one time, Skitz always talk about outside the club.
We had just met this dude. Shit. Look, we had performed this one night. We went crazy too. And we had just met these people outside. And
I don't even remember us performing.
Bro, I'm looking at, cause me, like I don't give it to people. Like back then, I probably would spare you if I just met you. I wouldn't even. But this nigga said outside, giving it to the dude. We just met him. It's like, you crazy as hell.
But it's not in a disrespectful
No, it wasn't
way.
disrespectful, but
he actually needed that.
Yeah, so I say I respect it. I definitely respect it.
He actually needed it. But what I was about to say is, you know, generally, like, if we're not like tight like that, I mean, even if we are, I don't want this to come off wrong, but I'm super respectful for people that like I'm not like super cool with like that. I'm dumb respectful to people that I am cool with too. But like if I really don't know you, like I'm probably like gonna be just like overly like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Especially like on shoots and stuff like that. Cause it's like, you know, you're like helping me. You're like working.
And then it's the artist day. Like I don't really think artists shouldn't have no, like, I don't like artists like that. Who be having attitudes.
Yeah.
Especially on their shoot. It's like everybody's here for the artist at that day. Like, I always try to be respectful with things, especially on the shoots. Like, anytime, but definitely during the shoot. Like, I don't need nobody having bad energy in the shoot.
I'm normally good. Like, shoots, I feel like very light because I'm excited about them for real. Like, you know, whatever. And I've went through enough stuff on shoots to know no matter how great I plan it, something's going to go wrong. So it's just like, okay, cool.
Like, you're attracting that.
Yeah, because
I mean, something happens.
They don't have to go wrong.
They don't have to, but even if it's a small thing, it doesn't always come.
Trayvick's very particular. So it could like be a thing not going wrong.
He said earlier he was very high maintenance.
I'm a high class nigga myself, bro.
Not high class, high maintenance.
Hey man, say man.
It's like I like. So
I'm high class, low maintenance.
I just like consistency on a lot of things, right? So even on the smallest thing of like going to my favorite restaurant, if something is inconsistent, especially on the wrong day, it's like, dang, bro, I asked for this specifically this way.
Oh yeah, bro. Don't look.
Don't
go eat with Trayvick, bro.
I kind of feel him. I hate when you go somewhere, like I ain't even gonna shout them out, but I go to this restaurant all the time and they mess up every time.
Check that shit.
But they good though. You said check it, yeah.
Or stop
but
going.
Me,
yeah,
like,
but they're good though. They just
if they mess up your order, that's one thing. But I'm just not the type that's gonna get irritated about something like that.
Yeah, and I don't really get.
Like, I ain't gonna let it, like, if something do happen.
I get irritated if they get irritated and ask for something better.
But see, even now, I don't even let them irritate me.
Like,
but that's
I say no salt on the fries.
I had to work to that point. Because I know what he's talking about, but I done went to this restaurant with Trayvick many times, bro. Every time this nigga get mad.
Nah, that's cap.
Did it start with a B?
That's cap.
Yeah.
That's cap. That's cap.
Look, he did it with... And he don't be seeing his errors,
That's
bro.
cap.
But he do this shit all the time. I'm like, bro.
That's cap. I go there often enough and have no issues.
But I guess every
And
time
be
I
fine.
go with you, it just...
We only went like 3 times, bro.
Bro, we used to go a lot after Planet Fitness.
That's still a lot. They messed up 3 times.
Nah, it was more than that. We used to go heavy. But...
Man. It was only... I'm saying it's only...
Message to the streets, man. Don't let little shit irritate
For sure. But also operate at a high level.
Yeah, you can operate at a high level.
And don't get mad if somebody corrects you. But also correct people better with compassion.
But I'm like Sid too. Sometimes I don't be having the energy.
Oh, no,
like,
for
can
sure.
you fix this, please? And patience. Because I just take everything like if it was meant to happen, especially if it's out of my control. I told you exactly what I wanted. Yeah, you gonna be like, God dang, nigga, you ain't listening. But then we just gonna get it square.
Nah, for sure. For sure.
All right,
man.
Anything else?
What's up, Chris?
That's all I got on the list.
That's all you got, man. We gonna wrap it, man. Hey.
When y'all meet Trayvick, y'all just let us know if he's a good or bad person.
He's nothing like this in real life.
What is like this in real life? What is
this whole
persona you're putting up?
I'm putting on right now. I'm putting on right now.
It's a podcast.
That's crazy.
Even your what?
I guess I'm
putting on right now.
All right, guys.
We love you, Vic. It's all good.
This is their thing. This is their thing. Anyways, man, I think we did a great job.
Hit my boy
today,
Vic,
man.
like, what's his name? With Power? Just you, brother. He was what he said. What's the dude, the lawyer?
On the regular one?
Yeah, the old one.
The old one?
Terry Crews. What was his name? I forgot.
Terry Crews.
Not
Terry
the lawyer,
Crews.
though. You know
the nigga Terry.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm thinking, I know what you're talking
I ain't
about,
seen
bro.
Power in a minute.
Yeah, I might have to rewatch
it was some
that.
part where he
Talking
was like, what you mean by man like me? Like,
Just you, like.
when he was trying to beat the murder. When,
oh, man.
So wrap us up, man.
Man, go ahead. See, my bad.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Man, this is what it takes. Pod, vlogcast. We appreciate y'all rocking with the bros. Sid Breed, Trayvick, Skitz Peasy.
Yes, sir.
And brother Chris.
Trayvick, by the way.
All right. Peace
They know the name.
They know it.
Y'all can follow us right here.
Right there.
Yep. It's right there.
You feel me?
And I feel great about today, man. How y'all feel?
Yeah, smooth.
Blessed.
Smooth.
In bliss.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's what it is. We'll see y'all same time, same place next week.
Peace to God.
Hey, time out.